Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the continuation and the completion of our All-Star Race weekend here for Season 4 of the NNSCRA Duracell Cup Series. Getting ready to race under the lights at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for 40 laps of racing. This is basically going to be a race that's going to have a twofold goal for these drivers. Number one, everybody's out there wanting to win this race so that way they can raise the $1 million check at the end of the night. But not only that, we've seen how the All-Star Race, being the midway portion of the regular season, can really set the tone for how drivers are going to do in the section of the season that I like to call the chase the chase towards the chase for the championship, if I can even say what I mean. And so we'll see if here tonight, if whoever it is that goes to victory lane, if they'll be able to carry over that momentum, as we'll be back here to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600 next week, and then of course for the remaining races of this regular season. On the pole position is going to be Charles Sandfer. Sandfer makes his way into this All-Star race, winning at Boston last year. He'll start alongside of Jesse Turner. Turner, of course, winning the last points race we had last week at Fuel. He also qualifies in, winning last season at Auto Club and at Pikes Peak earlier on this year. Down in the description below, you can take a look at where everybody in the field, how they qualified into this race, including the 5 drivers that made their way into this race through the All-Star Open earlier on today. Cole Baker, Michael Wayne Robinson, Laura Chung, and Rob Evans making their way in through the Open qualifying event. Jessica Shelton will start shotgun on the field as she was the top fan vote getter in the All-Star Race fan vote. Enough talk though. Let's go down trackside, get those most famous words in motorsports, and get this All-Star Race rolling.
Drivers, start your engines!
Field will go rolling off behind the Dodge Charger pace car. We had 40 laps in the All-Star Open. Of course, in that one it was split up into segments of 10 laps. Here tonight for the All-Star Race, it's basically the full 40 laps, and whoever crosses the line to receive the checkered flag is going to be the All-Star Race winner and the recipient of $1 million. If you didn't tune into the All-Star Open qualifying event, we're in for what should be a rather chaotic race. We saw them 3 wide and 4 wide in the Open event. We saw quite a number of wrecks as well as a result of drivers going 4 wide. And I think the situation is going to be much the same here in this race because there are no points on the line. But the big question is, when we get to the Coke 600 next week, do we see a similar race with drivers willing to make those aggressive moves? Because I'm not saying that it's absolutely the case, but a chance to get into the playoffs could rest on a trip to victory lane even as early as race 14. So, you know, these drivers have to keep that in mind. They're going to have to do big picture racing here tonight, though. It's go for broke, because the championship will not be decided in tonight's event. All 3 of our former All-Star Race winners are in tonight's event. Jordan Lopez won this event back in Season 1. Season 2, as the green flag is out, it was J Millz. In Season 3, the defending winner, Carter Friesen, as Let's Roll at Charlotte. Got some moves being made mid-pack. Adam Garcia jumped from the outside to the inside on J Millz. 3 wide further back there. One of our former winners of the All-Star Race, Carter Friesen, was on the inside of that situation. I think he had Cody Llamas in the middle, if I was seeing that correctly. It might have been Cole Baker. As leading the first lap, barely on the top side, it's going to be Charles Sandfer. Here comes Benny Watson, the powder blue 75. He'll take Trey Wright 3 wide. Jesse Turner put up on the top side. Whoa, little contact between the 75 and the 28. Almost 4 wide back there. Is that Cole Baker in the 11? Oh, we're almost 5 wide. Oh, contact. Baker off the nose of Laura Chung. He's got to come back up the track. Oh, look out. He saved it. Oh, did he? Oh, he gets into Rob Evans, and they did save it. What a job by Cole Baker. That D-shaped front straightaway is not easy to get back onto the racing surface, especially when you merge back up as late as turn 1, which he did. And somehow, someway, they all kept it together. Great piece of driving there by Cole Baker as T Wright is now going to lead that lap over Charles Sandfer. There's former champion C Dollerton, the only driver that was already locked into the All-Star race as a non-charter machine. The other drivers of Evans and Chung and Robinson had to qualify their way in through the open race. And now Dollerton's going to go to the point. J Millz follows in second, and look at them back here around fourth place. This is where it's starting to get dicey with T Wright, Garcia, and the 75 of Benny Watson. Wow, Garcia pushed up there in turn one, almost into the door of Benny Watson. He now gets put in the middle 3 wide. Jacob Thibodeaux on the inside, the Circuit City Chevrolet. More contact there between Garcia and Wright. T Wright almost got sent up into the fence. J Millz takes a peek on C Dollerton for the lead. Ooh, just see the cars dancing around there through the first crooked part of the D-shaped front straightaway. Jacob Thibodeaux might have bounced off both Michael Norman and T Wright, but keeps it together. We crowds T Wright there off of turn 2. Great battling all the way through the field. Up at the front, Charles Sandfer looks to take the lead back. Benny Watson takes him 3 wide, but we're focusing back here because this is the Hornet's Nest. Cole Deaver was now in the middle of almost a 4 wide situation off turn 4. Let's jump back up to the front as we're 3 wide, 2 rows deep. Benny Watson to the point. Carson Gum is going to clear into second place. Well, as soon as I say that, Jordan Lopez jumps to his inside. Mitchell Collins, the Mobile One Ford, the red, white, and blue machine there. Ooh, was there contact between Matt Haas and C Dollerton there through 3 and 4? Might have been. Right now, it's like all 31 drivers that took the green to start this race, they were up still in this lead pack. Had a couple of drivers get the wall. As soon as I say that, Adam Garcia's up into the wall. They're out of turn 2. Oh, they were almost 5 wide, splitting them there. So now I don't know about that 23, how much damage he may have sustained on the right side of his car. Looks like he's relatively clean, so he might be okay. Because we did have a couple of cars go up and slap the outside wall in the open race. So we'll keep tabs on that, see if anybody ends up being off the pace if we continue to run under the green flag. So far, 8 laps completed. Clean and green. Matt Haas up into the wall, and oh, I could see just from the front end of his car that he hit that outside wall pretty good. And he's starting to drop back there on that top side. Might be okay, though. I could have sworn I saw some front end damage, which made me think the impact was going to be with the right front more than the right side. Let's back up here at the front. How about Laura Chung? Mentioned the fact that 4 drivers had to race their way in through the open. Laura Chung won the 3rd segment. And already up to the front of the field is that Millz Motorsports Ford. Right behind her is Jordan Lopez. And just a couple cars back is J Millz, who's got to be a very proud owner right now. 4 wide. 4 wide off of turn 4. Carson Gum, Mitchell Collins, Jacob Thibodeaux, and Cole Deaver. This can only end in tears unless someone gives, and I believe Carson Gum was able to clear them, so they settled it out to 3 wide. Now we're 4 wide again. Thibodeaux up the track and into Collins. Oh, they're going to wreck. There they go. Cole Deaver, Thibodeaux, Mitchell Collins spins to the inside. The track is blocked up. Big wreck here on the back straightaway. Levi McIntire's back there. Keith Batson, hard impact for the 39. He has to teleport to pit road. William Brock was in it. Charles Belding, Dylan Young, Matt Haas, Austin LaPlante, and we may not know the extreme full extent of drivers involved until we go back and look at the replay as Batson's All-Star race is over. Collins got a piece of it for sure. Jessica Shelton might have been involved. It's hard to tell if there's front-end damage on the Kana-chan TV Chevrolet or not. Laura Chung is going to be the race leader. Our first caution took us till lap 11 for it to come out, but it was definitely a big one here off of turn 2 and down the entirety of the back straightaway. No doubt we'll see all these drivers come down pit road here, so we'll stay here for the pit stops under yellow before we go back and take a look at the replay of what put this under the caution for the first time here tonight. Laura Chung started this race back in the 29th position, and in the span of 11 laps worked her way up to the front. And I'll be surprised if we don't have a 4-tire stop for all these drivers. Right side's on, now over to the left sides. Laura Chung gonna have to be careful coming out of pit road here. Oh, gets into the back of Michael Wayne Robinson leaving her pit stall. That might cost her, and it is going to. Jordan Lopez is going to come out ahead of her. Oh, a lot of drivers actually going to come out ahead of her. Ryan Butcher. And Jordan Lopez. It's going to be Lopez. And I think William Brock might actually be on the tail end of the lead lap. So I believe it's going to be Jordan Lopez, former All-Star race winner, that's going to be the race leader when we go back green. We'll update all that in just a moment. For now, we're going to go back, take a look at a replay of what happened off of turn 2. Well, I got forced 4 wide right here. Cole Deaver looked like he carried a little bit too much speed. He drifts up the track. That opens the door for T Wright. Plus, you had Jacob Thibodeaux up into the left side of Mitchell Collins. And it just gets so congested there off of turn 2. Collins getting spun around. There's Deaver and Thibodeaux. They're going to go up into the outside wall. Charles Sandfer gets a piece. Charles Belding there in the 91. Michael Norman all the way down there, almost to the inside wall to avoid. Jessica Shelton is right there, going to get a piece of it. They come on by our back straightaway camera. Collins was able to actually keep going, but look at the cars here. Look at them all. LaPlante, Garcia, Sanford, Dillon, Young. There's Keith Batson down the lower end of your screen. He took a hard shot. Levi McIntyre. Batson was the only one that wasn't able to drive away. Matt Haas in the 8, Austin LaPlante in the 48 as well. Let's take another camera view. And I want to look and see just what type of impact Keith Batson had here that is potentially going to take him out of this race. See the smoke ahead, and he still maintained about 180 miles per hour. He's now onto the brakes. Now let's see who he gets into. Looks like it might be the 8 of Matt Haas. Yep. Haas gets rocketed forward into Dillon Young. So that's how Matt Haas sustained his damage. And you just see all these drivers trying to get on the brakes, but at the same time, they see the smoke ahead, and it's an opportunity to be able to pick up positions. So not many of them willing to lift until the very last moment, and by then it's just too late. And that's going to take Keith Batson out of this race, and maybe a couple of other drivers. We'll figure out the damage as we go back green. Looks like 2 drivers are officially out of the hunt for winning this all-star race. Keith Batson and Adam Garcia. William Brock, I was correct, did beat the leaders off pit road, but he lines up behind the pace car, so he'll be on the tail end of the lead lap. He'll be a little bit of a hazard here for these race leaders to have to deal with, as we're going to go back green flag racing with 25 laps to go here in the all-star race event. Jordan Lopez will be the race leader. Jordan Lopez looking to be the first 2-time All-Star race winner, won the inaugural one back in Season 1. Ryan Butcher lines up behind him in second. Laura Chung, who we saw have some pit road issues there, behind Michael Wayne Robinson. She's going to line up third. Carson Gum in fourth, and T Wright will be fifth. Cody Llamas, Jose Millz, Cole Baker, Michael Wayne Robinson, and Ryan Brommer going to complete the top 10. So 3 of the drivers that had to qualify their way in through the open are now up inside of the top 10. As a matter of fact, all 4 of them are inside of the top 11. That's where Rob Evans is going to restart ahead of Michael Norman, Jesse Turner, Vince Almariego, and Chris Dollerton. That's the top 15 as we go back green flag racing here in the All-Star race at Charlotte. And Jordan Lopez does not want to get stuck behind that 88, immediately dives to the inside of William Brock going into turn 1. Here comes Ryan Butcher, though, looking for the top positions. They fan out 3 wide, trying to get around that wounded 88 machine. 4 wide back there. That was Michael Norman forcing the issue on Carter Friesen, as they will get around William Brock. Looks like the 8 of Matt Haas is also off the pace. So Matt Haas going to be hoping for a carnage-filled all-star race here as we start heading towards the second half. Fords to battle here for the top position. T Wright and Laura Chung. We mentioned the 3 former winners of the All-Star race. So Ford has 2 All-Star race wins. Chevrolet has 1. Dodge and Toyota are yet to have an All-Star race victory, and they do have some representatives in the field here tonight. Dodge has Rob Evans and Ryan Brommer. Toyota has Cole Baker, and that may be it. No, and Ryan Butcher. Trey Wright, though, our Daytona 500 winner, would love to win the Daytona 500 and the All-Star race all in the same season. He's a two-time winner this year, winning not only the 500, but following it up with a win at Bristol, the world's fastest half mile. First multi-win season for the driver out of Blue Oval Automotive. Behind him, though, it's a couple of non-charter drivers that had to race their way in. They're side-by-side for second. Rob Evans out of Evans Gardner Motorsports, and Michael Wayne Robinson, who's got such an incredible average finish. He's actually made the last 3 charter events, qualified his way into them. Things are getting dicey from 4th place on back, though. They are 3 wide, 2 rows deep. First formation finds Lopez, Butcher, and Millz. Second formation finds Friesen, Watson, and for a moment it was Turner. Now things are kind of a straggled 3 wide of 3 rows deep. Almost 4 wide off of turn 2 as J Millz saw the back end of his car step out. And we're starting to see the drivers that got bits and pieces of the wreck, how they're starting to lose the lead group. Levi McIntyre I saw back there, Dylan Young's back there, Charles Sandfer, Mitchell Collins, and Cole Deaver. So it looks like they definitely sustained enough damage that's affecting them aero-wise. As lead change underway, Rob Evans going to move to the point. And I'm starting to see, just at the end of this straightaway, I saw the 88 of William Brock. Traffic could be a factor here. We managed to run the first, 11-12 laps under green flag conditions, so there's no saying we couldn't run this thing green to the end, which also throws into question the possibility of these drivers maybe having to make green flag pit stops in the closing stages of this race, as everybody was on pit road back on lap 11, but do they have enough in the tank to be able to go about 30 laps? Carter Friesen, the defending All-Star race winner, looking for back-to-back All-Star race wins, and now they're going to catch William Brock. Where do they catch him? He just got punted. Brock got punted by Carter Friesen. Caution is going to come out. I think the 88 was the only one to spin. I think everybody scattered to avoid the Cinevis Banking Chevrolet. I would venture to guess how much damage Carter Friesen sustained by that, but Carter Friesen was not willing to take any prisoners, as Rob Evans actually got some damage. Didn't see that. A lot of damage on the hood of that Heritage Distilling Company Dodge Charger. Was it Evans that punted him, perhaps? I thought it was Friesen that punted William Brock, but Cody Llamas going to be the leader here under this yellow, and nobody's coming to pit road with the exception of that 65, which says to me that more than likely these drivers are good on fuel now, but man, I'm going to be honest, I don't really blame Carter Friesen for punting William Brock out of the way. I mean, they were 3 wide behind. You can't lift. We're going to go back and see what happened, and what we're going to take most note of is the expert driving of all of these guys to be able to get around that spinning 99 when he was spinning one of the toughest parts of the track to avoid a wreck right here on this crooked front straightaway. Yep, we saw it live. We're going to take a look at it again, and Brock blocks the inside, then he blocks the middle. There you see Friesen punts him up into the wall, and that's how Rob Evans got involved, because Rob was the first car on that outside line. Couldn't slow down and ran into the back of William Brock. Watch everybody here. Look at them all scattering down there into the infield. Man, K Mathews just squeaks around on the top side. That is amazing that we were able to get through that with really only 2, maybe 3 cars involved if you count the 37, because that was a treacherous area of the track for a car to be spinning. Tremendous job by everybody to avoid, and then after avoid, get back up onto the racetrack without taking each other out. Caution waves for the second time here tonight in the All-Star race. We are now past the halfway point, heading down the home stretch. And add in another 2 drivers that will not be making it to the finish of this race. Rob Evans, all that front end damage. They brought his car back behind the wall. He'll finish 28th, and William Brock, who was already a lap down, He is going to be finishing in 29th position. So 27 cars still running, all still on the lead lap, but we do have kind of a intermingling of drivers with damage and drivers without damage. Cody Llamas will be the race leader when we go back green. We'll be with 14 laps to go. Michael Wayne Robinson in second. Carter Friesen, how much damage did the front end of that car get? We're going to find that out. He'll restart third, though. Jordan Lopez and Jesse Turner going to complete the top 5. Trey Wright lines up 6th. Benny Watson 7th. Ryan Butcher in 8th. 9th, Ryan Brommer and J Millz completing the top 10. Want to add another driver into the Toyota camp that could maybe get Toyota the first All-Star race win. I'd forgotten about that 75 of Benny Watson. So at least 3 Toyotas now that I can think of that are in the field here this evening trying to get Camry their first All-Star race win. And as mentioned, Dodge, now their chances dwindle down with Rob Evans making the early departure. So now it's really all up to the driver of the number 9 Bang Energy Dodge Challenger of Ryan Brommer, who will be restarting in the 9th position. 14 laps to go here as Cody Llamas gets us back underway. Out of the 2 wins that Ford has here in the All-Star race, both have come courtesy of Blue Oval Automotive drivers. Cody Llamas trying to be the first representative of Michael Norman Motorsports to take a checkered flag here in the All-Star race. Carter Friesen, looks like that front-end damage has not affected him. He's going to move by Michael Wayne Robinson for second. Lopez into third. Trey Wright wants the spot, though. Gonna look low on his teammate as, we had some contact back there between Lord Chung, Carson Gum, and Ryan Brommer in a 3-wide battle for around the 8th position. This is the first caution as well where drivers did not come down pit road, so they're out there on worn tires. The car's not going to feel nearly what it felt like going into turn 1 when they were on fresh tires on our last restart. Not nearly going to have the grip, so we'll see how that's going to affect them for the remainder of this race should we run it green flag to the end. As Carter Friesen will edge ahead. As soon as I say that, though, he's going to drift up in turn 1, opens the door. Trey Wright will stick his foot in, and the Boy Scouts of America Ford Mustang is going to go back to the point. Whoa, J Millz back there with a little contact between himself and Benny Watson. Sends Watson up the track, nearly 4 wide down the front straightaway. Jesse Turner, Vince Almariego. Oh, save it, come on. Oh, nope, they've already wrecked back there. Oh, and they're still wrecking. Almariego up into the wall, Ryan Brommer, and I believe the other 2 cars I saw up into the fence were Ryan Butcher and Michael Wayne Robinson. Caution's going to fly for the 3rd time here tonight. I thought they were going to save it. Turner and Almariego were making contact with each other. It looked like maybe we could have had the same situation as we had earlier on when Cole Baker made a tremendous save through the front straightaway grass, but that's not the case here. There's the 93, who's been on such a momentum streak as of late after taking over the vacant ride, formerly run by Mike Wiley, and it sounds like the engine may be shut off on that 93. His day may be over. Austin LaPlante in the 48 sits on pit road. Now, I didn't see him get involved in the wreck, unless he took a late hit that we didn't see off camera. There's Brommer in the 9. I think he got a piece of it. And there's the 78 of Butcher. There's the car that it started with. The 42 of Vince Almariego, and the 47 of Jesse Turner was able to save it and drive away from the incident. So he's right now, I think, in the 10th position. But you can see he's got some right side damage. So how's that going to affect him when we go back green, which is going to be with less than 10 to go. Let's step aside, take a look and see what happened. 3rd caution of the evening here in the All-Star race. Well, watching this off of 4, you're going to see the early contact here, even heading down towards the start-finish line between Jesse Turner and Vince Almariego. Turner almost kind of got forced down into the 42, though. J Millz didn't give him a whole heck of a lot of room, and you see it's going to force Almariego down into the infield grass with the left sides. Right there, the car's going to snap around on him. Gets up into Ryan Butcher, who then crowds Michael Wayne Robinson up into the wall. That's how the 2 of them ended up spinning. And then what happens to the 42 here? Oh, Jesse Turner comes back up the track, gets into Almariego, who then slides up into the 9 of R Brommer. Now, I'm curious about the 48 of Austin LaPlante. Does he maybe hit the 9, or did he make an unscheduled pit stop? Oh, Mitchell Collins, right rear contact there between himself and R Brommer. And yeah, I'm having a feeling LaPlante's going to run into the back of somebody here. Is it the 93? Yep. So that's why LaPlante was sitting on pit road. Just couldn't get his car low enough there. Carrying too much speed into turn 1. Slides right into the back of the 93 of Michael Wayne Robinson. So that is LaPlante's night over. That car was already badly wounded and off the pace. So that's just basically the death nail in the coffin, if you will. That's what brings out the caution for the third time tonight. Sets us up for a restart with less than 10 to go. Still waiting for the lights to go out atop the pace car. They should go out this next time by, which then, according to my calculations, means we will be going back green with 6 laps remaining. Trey Wright out in front. Trying to see if he can be the first driver to ever win the Daytona 500 and the All-Star race in the same season. He's also trying to become the third driver out of Blue Oval Automotive to have won the All-Star race. As a matter of fact, Blue Oval Automotive had all 4 of their drivers in the field here tonight. Levi McIntyre is still running, but I think he's got some damage from the first caution that's kind of taken him out of the hunt for this win. But the other 3 teammates, Trey Wright, the race leader, Jordan Lopez in second, and J Millz lingering back there in the 5th position. You've got Cody Llamas between them, though, in third, with Carter Friesen, the defending winner of this All-Star race, in 4th. Benny Watson, Laura Chung, Carson Gum, Chris Dollerton, and Jesse Turner are going to complete the top 10. Still a big question mark there on that 47, who did not come down pit road. He does have that right side damage, though. It's going to be a full field rundown here, as we are going to be going back green flag racing here with 6 laps remaining. It's going to be K Mathews lined up in 11th, Cole Baker in 12th, Jessica Shelton 13th, 14th Charles Belding, Dillon Young 15th, Charles Sandfer, Michael Norman, Cole Deaver, Levi McIntire, and Jacob Thibodeaux going to be the top 20. Rest of the cars running 21st, Vince Almariego. 22nd is Mitchell Collins. 23rd, R Brommer. Ryan Butcher in 24th. 25th is going to be M Haas. Michael Wayne Robinson starts tail end of the field, a lap down in 26th. And then drivers out of the race, if you're just joining us, Austin LaPlante, Rob Evans, William Brock, Adam Garcia, and Keith Batson. 6 laps to go here at Charlotte. $1 million check on the line. Bragging rights. Heading into the Coca-Cola 600. As Trey Wright into the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. 6-lap shootout at Charlotte. Already we got some movers on the inside line. Friesen jumped down there. So did Laura Chung, Chris Dollerton, K Mathews. Trey Wright, though, going to lead his teammate Jordan Lopez off of turn 2. Carter Friesen, the Wendy's Chevrolet, is the car on the move. He's now going to duck to the inside for second on Jordan Lopez. And now Llamas going to try and take them 3 wide off of 4. Woo! Was there contact there? Cody darted left even further there down the front straightaway. Can't quite clear Carter Friesen, and that's allowing Trey Wright to scamper away for the time being. They've got to settle out this battle for second place so they can reel the 28 car back in. Llamas has done so. It's going to leave them side by side for the 3rd spot. So Cody Llamas now trying to make it a 1v1 here for the race lead between himself and the 28. J Millz now into 3rd. Ford 1, 2, 3 with a Chevy and a Toyota completing the top 5. Right now, Trey Wright, I think, would love to see a caution because I think this race would end under yellow if he were to get one. He looks back in his rearview mirror. That bright yellow Loge Ford Mustang of Cody Llamas starts to get bigger and bigger. You can see the gap is visibly closing between those 2 Mustangs. And if they start racing, that's going to bring everybody else right back up into the conversation for this win. About a car length now, separation between Trey Wright and Cody Llamas. J Millz and Carter Friesen, they're in a battle for 3rd as K Mathews and Benny Watson might have made a little contact there through 1 and 2. They're side by side for 6th place. Cody's there. And he's peeking. Looking to the inside off of 4. Nothing doing. 2 laps to go. Cody Llamas has not been to victory lane since Hillside of last season. He's now to the inside of T Wright for the top position. Down the back straightaway they come. Cody's going to have the advantage on the bottom. T Wright's going to try and battle back on the top side. Now T Wright's going to tuck in line. He's going to be the hunter rather than the hunted here on this final lap. Cody Llamas leads him to the white flag. T Wright looks to the bottom. Cody trying to battle on the top side. Here comes J Millz. Here comes Jordan Lopez. A couple of former All-Star race winners. Do they have anything for the top 2 here through 3 and 4? T Wright edges ahead. Cody Llamas, what's he going to do here? Continues to battle on the top side. He gets cleared though. T Wright completes the pass. T Wright is going to win the All-Star race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. T Wright will become the 3rd Blue Oval Automotive driver to win the All-Star race in the Duracell Cup Series, and will become the 1st driver to ever win the Daytona 500 and the All-Star race in the same season. He lost the race lead coming to the white flag, but he got it back coming to the checkered flag, and they're wrecking back there out of turn 4. That's a good time to settle the score with someone that maybe you have some beef with here this season, I guess, under a non-points event. But T Wright, how about this 28 car? I mean, T Wright finished dead last in the points last season. He didn't do much better back in season 2. And I believe that despite having 2 wins in the first 3 seasons, he was the driver that had the lowest average finish in the past 2 years. And now you kind of turn that all around here and look in season 4. He starts out the year with a win in the 500. He then follows up with a win at Bristol, and now he's got a win here in the All-Star race. T Wright, who is going to be looking like he's going to be making his first playoff appearance. Talk about a driver that's carrying some momentum into that second half of the season. We could be looking at a 3, maybe 4-time winner before we even get to the playoffs if he keeps this up. Cody Llamas going to bring it home, though, with 2nd. Great battle between those 2 there in the closing stages. J Millz and Jordan Lopez were right there as well. A couple of former All-Star race winners going to finish in 3rd and 4th. How about Blue Oval Automotive? Talk about a team with momentum. 1st, 3rd, and 4th for 3 of their 4 drivers. K Mathews gets up there to get the top 5 position. Benny Watson 6th. Carter Friesen will finish in 7th. So all 3 of our former All-Star race winners finish in the top 7. L Chung will be the highest of the drivers that had to qualify their way in, finishing in 8th. Carson Gum was 9th. And Cole Baker, another of the drivers that had to race their way into the All-Star race, will finish in 10th place. Look at the rest of the finishing results here, but the only position that matters here tonight is P1, because that is who is going to win the $1 million here for this All-Star race, and it is the 28 of T Wright. There you see the rest of the drivers that encountered some issues here this evening, as we had 3 cautions during the course of tonight's festivities. Some great racing, though, and I'll tell you what, with the fact that we know we've got a lot more laps to turn here at Charlotte Motor Speedway with the Coca-Cola 600 coming up next, I don't know, I'm getting pretty excited because this was some great racing here tonight with no points on the line. Imagine what's going to be like with points and a potential playoff spot on the line next week. But congratulations to T Wright. He is your Season 4 Duracell Cup Series All-Star Race winner. He is $1 million richer, and he carries the momentum into the chase, towards the chase for the championship, the second half of the regular season, which will start next week when these drivers come right back here to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the longest race of the season, the Coca-Cola 600. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's All-Star race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. We have shown you full finishing results, and we will see you guys next week for the Coke 600 here at Charlotte. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.